What does it mean to be human when your world has never known a blue sky? For the first generation born on Mars, this is not a hypothetical. They are the Martian generation born in pressurized habitats, their bodies and minds shaped by red dust and recycled air. Earth is a distant star, a legend, a place of crushing gravity and ancient history. Their reality is the hum of life support, the fragility of domes and the endless crimson horizon. For them, the tales of the first landings are myths, the connection to Earth filtered through data streams and fading memories. Their parents brought Earth's music, art, and dreams, but on Mars, these traditions have been warped, adapted, and often discarded. The Martian generation is forging a new identity, one born of necessity, isolation, and the relentless demands of survival. This is the story of divergence, not where did we come from, but what are we becoming? They look at the red horizon, then at the distant blue dot, and ask, what are we becoming? The universe in its vast silence waits for their answer. Their culture is not a copy of Earth's, but something entirely new. They are the first to truly call Mars home. Their question is not about origins, but about destiny. What does it mean to be Martian? The answer will shape the future of our species across two worlds. The Martian generation stands at the threshold of something unprecedented, and the world waits to see what they will become. To understand the Martian mind, you must understand the Martian cradle. Their nurseries were sealed domes, lit by LEDs, filled with recycled air and measured water. Survival was a collective technological act. No outdoors, only habitat and the lethal vacuum beyond. Martians see their world as a single, interconnected organism. A fault in one system threatens all. Privacy is rare, personal space a luxury, lives are transparent out of necessity. Childhood games are systems checks, not hide-and-seek. Heroes are engineers, not superheroes. The greatest fear is not monsters, but a silent pressure leak. This constant awareness breeds resilience and hypervigilance. Function trumps form. Community outweighs the individual. Rugged individualism is a death sentence. Survival depends on everyone doing their part. Loyalty is tribal. Martians first, habitat second, Earth a distant third. Their upbringing forges a generation that values cooperation above all. The old nations of Earth are fading memories if they register at all. Martian identity is shaped by necessity, not nostalgia. They are a people born of technology and interdependence. On Mars, community is survival. Martian culture is a tapestry of old Earth threads and new red realities. Art is functional. Biosculptors use fungi to create luminous air-monitoring murals on cavern walls. Murals are etched in regolith, depicting system schematics and founding lineages. Every resource is precious, every surface has a purpose. Music is rhythmic, electronic, echoing the hum of life support and geothermal pumps. It's a soundtrack for survival, unsettling to Earth ears. Rituals are transformed. Coming of age means managing a habitat system solo, not getting a driver's license. Success earns water rations and respect. Funerals are pragmatic. Bodies are cryo-desiccated, the remains used in construction, a final contribution. History is immediate. The original landing craft is a relic, the first hydroponic farm a protected site. Martians walk through their history daily. Earth's epic past feels abstract and unreal. Their history is short, tangible, and directly tied to survival. Earth's is a distant, chaotic legend. Martian culture is shaped by necessity, memory, and invention. They are building a new civilization, one ritual at a time. On Mars, every tradition is reimagined for survival. On Mars, language is evolving, efficient, direct, and shaped by necessity. Martian Standard or Red Talk blends English, Mandarin, and technical jargon. Pronouns and articles are dropped, every syllable saved matters. Words for dust abound, aerosilica, gear grit, perm stain. To seal means to close, fix, agree, or end, a reflection of life in a fragile world. Whether words are relics, metaphors from Earth make little sense. The generational gap widens as Earthborn parents speak in idioms Martian children find meaningless. Language is more than communication. It shapes thought, identity, and reality. As Red Talk becomes dominant, Martian minds diverge further from Earth's. The new language is the foundation of a new way of thinking. Terraforming is the Martian religion, their cathedral, their moonshot. The goal: warm the planet, thicken the atmosphere, and one day walk outside unprotected. Every aspect of society is directed toward this great work. Children are raised to contribute. Progress is measured in fractions of a degree, in parts per million. No one alive will see completion. It's a promise to distant descendants. This shapes Martian values, patience, purpose, and sacrifice for the future. The dream unites but also controls. Resources are allocated with ruthless efficiency. Arts and humanities are sidelined. Deviation is seen as betrayal. The great work justifies any sacrifice, binding society to a single vision. It gives life epic meaning, but at a cost. The dream of a green Mars is both unifier and tool of control. On Mars, the future is everything. On Mars, politics is about physics, not ideology, life versus death. Water is the most precious resource, shaping every political decision. Early conflicts, the water wars, were fought with hackers and saboteurs, not armies. The Water Accords of 2044 created a council to allocate water and energy, enforcing cooperation. Hoarding or waste is the ultimate crime. Survival demands unity. Martian governance is a technocracy. Engineers and hydrologists, not politicians, make the rules. Decisions are data-driven. Debate is limited when survival is at stake. Earth's corporations still demand payment, fueling resentment and a push for independence. The Water Accords were the first step. Full sovereignty is the next. Martians are ready to control their own destiny. The struggle for resources is forging a new political identity. For the Martian generation, Earth is a myth, beautiful, dangerous, and alien. Oceans terrify them. Rainforests overwhelm. Earth's history is a cautionary tale of chaos and loss of control. Physically, Martians are incompatible with Earth-fragile giants and crushing gravity. They are becoming Homo Martis, a new branch of humanity. Communication lag, 20 minutes each way, prevents real intimacy. Relationships with Earth fade into historical record. Earth is a voice from the past. For Martians, home is the red dust, the domes, the silent volcanoes. Earth is the alien world. Loyalty is to Mars, not the blue dot in the sky. They are the first true natives of Mars. Nostalgia is replaced by curiosity, pity, and a sense of superiority. They see themselves as the future. Earth is the past. The psychological gulf is as vast as the physical one. The Martian generation is forging a new sense of home. We are witnessing a real-time divergence, biological, cultural, psychological. Earth remains chaotic, abundant, and emotional. Mars is ordered, communal, and focused on survival. Martian minds are logical, long-term, and system-oriented. Traits essential for life on the red planet. What is weakness on Earth is strength on Mars, and vice versa. This divergence breeds inevitable conflict, not of weapons but of values and visions. Earth controls supply lines, Mars controls the future. The Martian generation is taking control. Habitat councils, engineering, politics. Nostalgia for Earth is fading. A new Martian worldview is rising. They see themselves as founders of a new civilization determined not to repeat Earth's mistakes. The divergence is now the central reality of 2050. Two worlds, two destinies, each shaping the future of humanity. The tipping point is here. The next chapter will be written by Martians, not Earthlings. The solar system is watching. So, who are the Martians? Not just humans on Mars, but a new kind of human, shaped by a world that never lets them forget their fragility. Their culture, politics, and psychology are responses to a hostile planet. Their destiny is unwritten. Will they build a utopia of cooperation, or a dystopia of control? The choices they make will echo across the solar system. The Martian generation stands on the edge of history, ready to define themselves. In giving Mars a soul, will they lose a part of what we once called human? The silence between worlds is full of questions, and the conversation has just begun. Imagine standing on a world that isn't Earth. The sky is a dusty pink, the ground a fine reddish sand stretching to a curved horizon. This is Mars, 2060. It's been 35 years since Ares Prime became the first permanent colony. We came seeking a new beginning, a backup for humanity. At first we built outposts, scientific stations, but we ended up building a society. Messy, complicated, and beautiful. The first pioneers were scientists and engineers, living in cramped modules, rationing every drop of water and calorie. They missed rain and wind, but found beauty in the stark landscapes of Valles Marineris and Olympus Mons. They weren't just surviving, they were becoming the first true Martians. Their diaries tell of hardship and wonder, the first humans to witness a Martian sunrise. Slowly, we built our world. 3D printers and Martian regolith made our habitats. Solar arrays powered our lives. We learned to farm in hydroponic bays, coaxing green life from nutrient solutions under artificial suns. The planet fought us, thin air, brutal cold, radiation, but humanity is stubborn. We carved out a small, warm, breathable corner of this vast, indifferent planet. It wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about creating a future for our children. Today, the outposts have grown into domed cities. We have schools, hospitals, theaters. Over 200,000 people live here, a mix of Earthborn and native Martians. Life is a constant negotiation between technology and the raw planet outside. We live on the edge, and that changes you. It makes you appreciate every breath, every meal, every moment of safety. Life inside the Red Cities, Ares Prime, Nova Alexandria, Bradbury's Landing, is a marvel of engineering. Under massive domes, the air is breathable, the temperature controlled, the light mimics Earth's day. Parks with real grass and modified trees stretch between sleek buildings. Children play without suits, laughter echoing in climate-controlled air. The domes are sanctuaries protecting us from the lethal cold and radiation outside. Inside, life has a rhythm. Labs, hydroponic farms, maintenance of life support systems. The economy is digital, services automated. You can order a pizza by drone or attend a virtual concert with friends on Earth. For many, this is the only life they've known. Earth is a distant legend, but comfort comes at a price. Every aspect of life is monitored. Water, energy, calories, tracked by the central authority. It's not about control, but survival. Resources are finite. Waste is a sin. This creates a cooperative but subtly restrictive society. You're safe but never truly free from the system that sustains you. Outside the domes, the outer zones are grittier. Miners and engineers extract ice and maintain solar fields. They live in smaller habitats, work in heavy suits and see themselves as the true pioneers. Zoners believe city dwellers are sheltered, disconnected from the real Mars. On Mars, oxygen is life's most precious resource. Every breath inside the domes is manufactured by MOXIE units, splitting carbon dioxide from the thin Martian air. The central authority controls the oxygen grid, deciding who gets what. In the Red Cities, air is plentiful. In the outer zones, it's thinner, a cost-saving measure. Zoners call it the red lung persistent fatigue, a reminder of their second-class status. While city dwellers enjoy parks, zoners are told to conserve their breath. This disparity breeds resentment. The miners and engineers risk their lives to extract resources, yet receive less oxygen. The authority claims it's about efficiency, but zoners see exploitation. Protests grow, supply chains slow, and the authority responds with sanctions. The air itself becomes a symbol of the divide, comfort for some, a chain for others. Tension mounts, protests escalate, and the planet edges towards civil unrest. Something has to give, the pressure is building. The breaking point came in 2058. An oxygen unit failed at a mining outpost. The authority denied emergency help. For the miners, it was the final insult. A message that their lives were expendable. News spread and resentment boiled over into the oxygen uprising. Led by Kalen Rask, zoners seized control of ice haulers and power relays, demanding equal air for all. The cities plunged into chaos as oxygen supplies dwindled. For the first time, city dwellers felt the zoners' reality. The authority branded the zoners as terrorists, but their forces were too small to break the strike. The standoff lasted 3 tense weeks, suffocating the cities. Facing catastrophe, the authority backed down and agreed to negotiate. The oxygen uprising ended with the Accord of 2058, equitable oxygen for all Martians. It was a monumental victory for the zoners, a humbling moment for the authority. The uprising shattered the illusion of unity and forced everyone to confront deep inequalities. It was the painful birth of Martian democracy. The planet would never be the same. A new era had begun. As Martian society healed from the uprising, a discovery changed everything. A survey team found impossibly ancient, artificial structures buried in the southern highlands. We were not the first. The alien ruins, quickly dubbed the Dust Choir, sent shockwaves across Mars and Earth. The ruins were vast, crystalline, humming with faint residual energy. Explorers reported a strange melodic resonance in their minds, a mental music beautiful and unsettling. The Dust Choir wasn't a sound, but a feeling, immense time, cosmic loneliness, interconnectedness. The discovery gave Martians something uniquely their own, a mystery belonging to the planet itself. Pilgrimages began. Artists and musicians tried to capture the choir's feeling. A new spirituality emerged, tied to the singing stones. The Dust Choir challenged our identity. Mars wasn't just a resource, it had a history, a soul. We were forced to ask new questions. Who built these structures? What happened to them? What does it mean to live among their echoes? The discovery reshaped how we saw ourselves and our place on Mars. The Red Planet was no longer just a home, it was a mystery to be honored. The oxygen uprising and the Dust Choir made it clear the old way of governing Mars was over. The central authority had failed. A new government was needed, one representing all Martians. The first Martian Council was formed, with members elected from every settlement. For the first time, we were not just an outpost of Earth but a self-governing society. The Council's first task, a constitution enshrining resource equality and laws for a small, technologically dependent society. Debates raged. How much freedom could be allowed when survival depended on cooperation? How to balance development with respect for Mars's ancient legacy? The biggest question, what does it mean to be Martian? Earthborn settlers felt ties to their homeworld, but the younger generation had none. The Dust Choir added another layer. Some argued being Martian meant becoming stewards of the planet's ancient legacy. In schools, children learned Martian history and the story of the uprising. The arts flourished with themes of adaptation and the haunting Dust Choir. We were no longer just humans on Mars, we were becoming Martians. To see Mars's future, look at the children. Their drawings show not Earth but Mars, a sky turning blue, clouds drifting, red-leafed lichens spreading across the sand. For the first generation born here, domes are a cradle, not a permanent home. They dream of walking outside without helmets, feeling the Martian breeze. Terraforming is not theory, but a generational project. The Dust Choir is their lullaby, not an alien sound but the sound of home. The ruins are a promise. Life can exist here again. Their play is planetary engineering, models of atmospheric processors, magnetic field generators, plans to seed riverbeds with oxygen-producing microbes. Their vision stretches centuries ahead, open-air cities, a living, breathing Mars. The children of the red sands are building a new world, one that will finally, truly, breathe. What does it mean to look up at the sky? For generations it was a window to the cosmos, a shared ceiling for all of humanity. But on Mars in 2070, that sky is an illusion, projected onto a dome, crafted from code and light. Does this artificial sky inspire wonder, or does it remind us of our separation from the universe? Imagine standing in Lowell Sagan's Plaza, a perfect blue sky, digital clouds, children chasing drone birds, all under a dome. It's a performance, a technological masterpiece designed to make us forget we're aliens on a hostile world. Our days and weather are managed by algorithms, not nature. We've traded wild unpredictability for safety and comfort, thriving in a world never meant for us. Yet, the question lingers. What have we lost in this exchange? We look up and see not the infinite, but the marvel of our own ingenuity, a filtered, curated connection to the cosmos. Our sky is a reflection of ourselves, a reminder that our reality is now both wondrous and fundamentally different from the one that birthed us. Not long ago, Mars was just a distant dream, a point of light, a challenge for the bold. The first landings in the 2030s were acts of survival pioneers huddled underground, battling a planet that rejected them. Every breath, every drop of water was precious. But humanity doesn't settle for survival. We build, we transform. Outposts grew into seeds of civilization, shifting the goal from visiting Mars to living there. Mars became more than a backup, it became a second cradle, a place to evolve. Breakthroughs in robotics and terraforming turned barren soil into the foundation for vast biodomes. Early settlers became farmers' engineers, architects laying the groundwork for generations to come. By the 2050s, Mars reached self-sufficiency no longer dependent on Earth. Supply rockets became trade ships, Mars sent back metals, electronics, and most importantly, knowledge. Mars was no longer an outpost, it was humanity's springboard to the stars. The red planet became the starting block for our next great leap. We had begun to build a new world from the dust. The biodome is the heart of Martian civilization, a feat of engineering, not just a glass bubble. These transparent structures stretch for kilometers, enclosing cities and ecosystems beneath a projected sky. Communities vote on their preferred sky, often choosing climates that soothe the mind. Inside, we sculpt worlds. Elysium Planetia's rolling hills, artificial rivers and microclimates. Agriculture thrives in specialized domes, while neighborhoods form around shared interests. Life is organized, efficient, and designed for well-being. Yet, glitches in the sky or the hum of maintenance drones remind us of our true location. Children learn life support systems as second nature. Our lives are intertwined with this technology. It is our shield, our home, and the bedrock of our civilization. The dome is both our sanctuary and our constant reminder. We are guests on a wild planet. Mars has forged a new culture, one born of isolation, interdependence, and the ever-present hum of life support. Martian art blends the green of biodomes with the ochre wilderness, celebrating the artifice of our existence. Music incorporates the drone of machinery with genres like red rock, echoing the rhythms of this frontier. Lyrics speak not of Earth, but of the stars and the silence beyond the dome. Our philosophy, systemism, values cooperation and stewardship survival, depends on the health of the whole. Here, a cracked panel or faulty air scrubber is everyone's concern. On Mars, we are all in this together. As Mars thrives, Earth falters, its blue beauty scarred by climate disasters and political turmoil. For early settlers, Earth was home. For those born on Mars, it's a distant concept, a cautionary tale. The emotional connection fades with each generation, amplified by the communication lag across space. We send messages, not conversations. Our relationship is built on memory, not immediacy. Mars and Earth are diverging, their concerns and destinies no longer aligned. Mars has accelerated its independence, innovating out of necessity. This has fostered pride and self-reliance. We are the society that works, that built a home in the inhospitable. Earth is our past, a beautiful tragic memory. Our future lies here, under the red sun and the electric sky. We are no longer Earth's outpost, we are our own civilization. Earth's decline has sparked a crisis migration to Mars. Millions see Mars as sanctuary, but our world is fragile. Every new arrival strains our resources. The debate splits us. Openers urge compassion and connection. Preservationists warn of collapse. Our life support systems are finite. Mass migration could destabilize everything we've built. The government's selective immigration policy satisfies no one. The pressure mounts with every desperate message from Earth. Are we a lifeboat or a seed? The answer will define us for generations. Who gets to be Martian? The question hangs under our artificial sky. The first true Martians are here, children born on Mars, never knowing Earth's gravity or sky. They are taller, leaner, adapted to Mars, but their minds are the real frontier. Their identity blends Earth's legacy with Martian reality. They study Earth as history, but their loyalty is to Mars, their only home. This Aries generation stands with a foot in each world, but their gaze is outward. For them, Earth is a starting point, not the center. The planets are neighbors, not distant lights. They dream of a greener Mars, of walking the surface without a suit. Innovators and builders, they focus on interplanetary challenges, not Earth's old squabbles. Their vision is to build a lasting Martian civilization, not preserve a memory. With Mars stable and independent, our gaze turns outward. To Jupiter and its moons. Earth, mired in crisis, has passed the torch of exploration to us. From Mars's launch pads we send missions to the Jovian system, especially Europa, with its hidden ocean. The Europa Endeavour is our flagship robotic cryobots drilling through ice, searching for life. This mission unites us, fuels innovation, and inspires our children. Engineers, programmers, and scientists are our new heroes. The whole planet watches as our ships cross the solar system. Mars was our training ground, now we're ready to fly further. The red planet is no longer the frontier. It's the heartland of a new human presence in the cosmos. Our future is out there, among the stars. Tonight the skyscape artists have programmed a meteor shower. I stand with my daughter Alara in Lowell Sagan, watching families gather under the dome. The city lights dim, the sky turns star-dusted black and programmed meteors streak above. Alara asks, "Are they real, Papa?" Her wonder is genuine. I want to explain the technology, the thin deadly atmosphere above us, but I simply say, "They're real to us, sweetie." Our reality is defined by what we share. Laughter, community, belonging under this manufactured sky. We've built warmth and wonder from Martian dust. We are the children of a blue dot, living on a red one, dreaming of the next sky we'll build. This is what it means to build a new civilization, to create moments of beauty, even at the edge of the void. What is a species? For millennia, humanity looked up at the night sky and saw distant, glittering possibilities. We were children of Earth, bound by its gravity, nurtured by its blue oceans and green lands. But the universe posed a question: adapt or perish, survive or become just another fossil layer. Our cosmic cradle, the Earth, was groaning under the weight of our success. The climate became chaotic, the oceans rose, and the air thickened with the ghosts of our ambition. We stared into the abyss of our own making and realized the answer wasn't just fixing Earth, but daring to build a new home, on Mars. The dream of Mars became a blueprint for survival, a desperate, audacious gamble. The journey to Mars was more than a technological challenge. It was a test of our character, a chance to become something more. The story of Mars 2080 isn't just about rockets and terraforming, it's the story of a species asking, are we a fleeting accident, or are we destined to become citizens of the cosmos? By the 2040s, scientific models became obituaries for a world we once knew. The Great Unraveling was a slow-motion catastrophe. The Amazon burned, ice sheets melted, and ancient cities surrendered to the sea. The push for Mars was not leisurely exploration, but a frantic evacuation. The International Mars Colonization Alliance formed out of shared panic, funneling resources into humanity's greatest engineering project. Earth became a launch pad. Spaceports rose in the deserts, and every rocket was a lifeboat, carrying people, equipment, and the genetic codes of millions of species. Generations grew up under a hazy sky, learning about lost biodiversity from old footage. The last generation of Earth-born humans became stewards of decline, tasked with carrying the memories of a blue world to a red one. The final exodus began in 2055. Bradbury Base, the first permanent settlement, was a fragile dome in the Martian emptiness. Billions watched as pioneers set foot on Mars, their hopes riding with them. The fate of humanity split between two worlds, one fighting for its past, the other gambling on a new future. The blue marble had given us our last warning, and we were finally listening. Terraforming Mars was a symphony of planetary engineering. The first step, thicken the atmosphere and warm the planet. Breather towers drilled deep, venting nitrogen and carbon dioxide into the thin air. Next, orbital mirrors focused sunlight onto the polar caps, melting water that began to flow for the first time in eons. Automated tankers brought methane from Titan, accelerating the greenhouse effect. With a thicker atmosphere and rising temperatures, life could begin. Genetically engineered microbes, bacteria and lichens, were seeded across Mars, eating rock and releasing oxygen. For years, the only color besides red was the dark green and black crust of these lichens, slowly creating soil. The first breath ceremony in 2075 marked a milestone. For a few minutes, a human could stand outside without a helmet. It was thin, cold air, but it was air. We had given a dead world a pulse. The great machine of terraforming was working. Mars was no longer just a destination, it was becoming a home. Human ingenuity was turning red dust into a new beginning. Even with a nascent atmosphere, Mars remained unforgiving. To truly thrive, we had to change ourselves. Enter the Vita Nova program. The result? Homo Martis, the third species, humans engineered for Mars. Born in Bradbury Base labs, their DNA was edited for radiation resistance, denser bones, and efficient lungs. Taller, leaner, with larger pupils for the dim Martian sun, they were the first true Martians. This biological leap created a cultural and ethical schism. Terrans and Martians lived side by side, but the gap was written in DNA. The third species became the pioneers, working outside domes, exploring farther, living in tune with Mars. They were not just living on Mars, they were of Mars. For the first time we had reshaped ourselves to suit our environment. A new branch on the human family tree had taken root. Adaptation had become evolution. The great expansion across Mars was driven by the need for resources and new settlements. In 2078, a team of Homo Martis surveyors discovered a magnetic anomaly beneath Amazonas Planitia. They uncovered a smooth, black obelisk, utterly alien, impossibly ancient. The Amazonas obelisk sent shockwaves through both worlds. We were not the first. Its surface was covered in shifting geometric patterns, a living language. Carbon dating suggested it was 1 billion years old. The artifact emitted a faint rhythmic energy pulse and stored complex data star charts and diagrams of primitive life. It was a message, a time capsule from a vanished intelligence, pointing to the origins of life itself. The obelisk changed our mission. We were not just colonists, but archaeologists of a profound mystery. Were we treading on sacred ground? The artifact offered no answers, just a silent, black exclamation point in Mars's story. The universe was stranger than we could imagine. The red dust beneath our feet held secrets far older than we dreamed. With atmosphere thickening and water flowing, the next project was to bring life's color to Mars. The first forests were engineered ecosystems. Olympus pines with black-green needles planted along new rivers. Their growth was accelerated by nanite-infused fertilizers. Seeing green shoots in red soil was a moment of profound significance. We introduced animal life. Mars gophers to aerate soil, dust finches with specialized lungs, and the griffin, a winged herbivore grazing on Martian lichen. The Mariner Valley became home to the Great Martian Rainforest, with bioluminescent fungi casting an ethereal glow. These ecosystems were fragile, managed by ecological AIs, but they were alive. Mars was breathing, its air scented with wet earth and red dust. The transformation sparked debate. Was this a pale imitation of Earth or something original? For Homo martis, this was their natural heritage, the birth of the mariner rainforest, not the loss of the Amazon. The red planet was being painted green and blue, a testament to life's will to take root. Mars was becoming a world of its own. Culture is what happens when a community tells its story to itself. On Mars, that story was shaped by red dust, low gravity, and vast silence. Marstalk, a new Creole language, emerged, blending English, Mandarin, Russian, and Martian experience. Rituals formed. The first breath ceremony, three-dimensional dance, and sculpture from red rock. Music echoed the planet's silence, minimalist and haunting. Deep divides shaped Martian society. Preservationists wanted to halt terraforming, while transformationists, mostly Homo martis, embraced change. These debates shaped politics and family, centering on identity. Were they humans on Mars, or Martians? They were a hybrid culture, forged in the crucible of a new world, eyes fixed on the crimson horizon. By 2080, Mars is a world of contradictions. Cities hum with life, children of the third species know no other home. We have seeded a dead world with hope, but for every answer, Mars whispers new questions. Terraforming is incomplete and fragile, dust storms threaten, and social divides deepen. The long-term effects of low gravity remain unknown, even for Homo martis. Beneath it all, mysteries linger. The Amazonas obelisk is not alone. Other structures sleep beneath ice and sea. Their purpose is unknown. The first obelisk's energy pulse has begun to change, reacting to our presence. The story of Mars has no neat conclusion. We sought a blank slate but found a world with a past more ancient than our own. We are not just colonists, but inhabitants of a mystery. The red planet holds its secrets close, reminding us we are not the first, nor the last chapter in its story. The journey is not over. In many ways, it has only just begun.